Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Coronation Street spoilers, Bethany betrays Daniel to help her career. Bethany Platt, Lucy Fallon, made a surprise return to the cobbles on New Year's Eve, 3 years after she left to seek her fortune as a journalist in London, and has already managed to stir things up in Weatherfield. She wasted no time in reconnecting with ex-boyfriend Daniel, Rob Mallard, who spotted her emerging from a taxi on Victoria Street and invited her up to his flat. Daniel had recently split from fiancée Daisy, Charlotte Jordan, following the revelation that she had cheated on him with Ryan Prescott, and when news spread that Bethany and Daniel had slept together, it immediately caused a rivalry between the two ladies. But it soon became apparent that Bethany wasn't being upfront about her supposedly successful career in London. Bethany was evasive when Daniel asked about an article she was writing earlier this week, and was disappointed when her publisher told her that they weren't interested in the topic. Concerned about her overdraft, Bethany met with Suki, Laura Littlewood, a contact from the Weatherfield Gazette, in the hope they might be looking for some writers. Suki instead pointed her towards trashy gossip mag Chit Chat. Bethany initially turned her nose up at the idea, commenting that it was a magazine that great-grand Audrey, Sue Nichols, reads, but Suki pointed out that writing for them can be quite fun. Plus they pay £100 to £200 apiece, which can soon mount up. I think Bethany feels a lot of pressure because she had gone away to London to make something of herself, got a good job while she was there, and now she's lost it all, Lucy Fallon explains. I think she's come back and wasn't expecting to stay, but then realizes she has to because she has no money and has to live with her mum rent-free. I think it's more the embarrassment of it. She wants everyone to be proud of her and think that she's doing really well. Her family have also been through a lot over the past couple of months, so she doesn't want to burden them with this too. When a discussion Bethany was having with Jenny, Sally and Matthews, at the Rovers about Daisy, Daniel and Ryan led to Lisa George, letting slip about the catfish incident, Bethany's interest was immediately piqued. Next week, Bethany tries to casually bring it up in discussion with Daniel as he gets ready for work, but he refuses to talk about it, leaving Bethany further intrigued. She quickly finds another source for information, however, after she offers some additional tutoring to Daniel's student Lauren, Kate Fitton. After completing their English lesson, Bethany asks Lauren for the goss on Daisy and Ryan, and Lauren is only too happy to spill all the gory details, unaware that Bethany is in fact secretly recording their conversation. She definitely feels guilty about using Lauren, Lucy admits. She feels like she has lured Lauren in a little bit and has offered to tutor her, but then got the information out of her. Lauren thinks that they are friends, which makes Bethany feel guilty, because she's now made Lauren believe that she can open up to her and has given her someone to talk to, whilst Bethany has just used her for information. With enough intel now gathered, Bethany is able to put together an article on the catfish affair, and gingerly submits it to Chit Chat. But the question remains as to whether she's doing it out of desperation, or whether her feud with Daisy has also played a part. It's a bit of both, Lucy ponders. I feel like Bethany's initially doing it innocently out of absolute desperation, but also because she's so intrigued by all of this to do with Daisy. Daisy and Bethany hate each other, and there's obviously a lot of stuff coming up where they are at each other, so I do think subconsciously, Bethany is a little bit obsessed with the story behind Daisy and Daniel. Although I do think in Bethany's mind she feels like she's entirely innocent. I reckon she is threatened by Daisy, Lucy continues. Although Bethany has been trying to make an effort with Daisy and Daisy has shot her down each time. I do think the only reason that she would be so argumentative with Daisy is because she feels quite threatened by her. I think Bethany knows that Daisy had a really great relationship with Bertie and will always have that special connection with him, which is something she feels really jealous over. When Daniel later answers a call on Bethany's phone, he's surprised that it's the editor of Chit Chat magazine. Backed into a corner, Bethany is forced to admit the truth about the article, but how will Daniel react to Bethany's airing all his dirty laundry in print? I think it might end up being a heated row, Lucy tells us. Bethany is quite defensive as she thinks that Daniel is acting like a bit of a snob because she is writing for Chit Chat magazine whilst he thought she was writing for a fancy magazine. Obviously, when he finds out what she's written and how she's used him, Ryan, Daisy in their story, he will be really mad at her, which I do think rightly so. Bethany does have some justifications for the article, but we will just have to see how it all unfolds. With her first month back now played out on screen, Lucy is relishing being back in the studio, and has particularly enjoyed her scenes with Charlotte Jordan. "I feel like I've really settled back in and have never been away now," she reveals. "I'm enjoying the little break from being a mom and sitting in the green room between scenes and having adult chat with everyone. There's just so much going on and I'm absolutely loving it." When Bethany was in Corey last time, she never had anyone who was super bitchy with her all of the time, which makes it more fun this time. We have a lot of great stuff to do and it's great that we get on so well in real life. I've now been put into Charlotte's dressing room, and when I went in I put 2 bottles of perfume on the table and Charlotte actually had the 2 exact same perfumes, the same bag and same makeup tracksuit on. So we are basically like the same person. Elsewhere on the street, it appears that Dee Dee's, Shanique Sterling Brown, boyfriend Joel, Callum Lil, might have something to hide. Dee Dee first met the duty solicitor at the police station back in September, and the two soon embarked on a relationship. Having been a rock to Dee Dee during her recent family issues, many viewers have been left wondering whether Joel almost seems too good to be true. Next week, Joel steps in to help Dee Dee as she finds herself snowed under with work, offering to meet one of her new clients and pass on notes. When Joel meets up with the client in the bistro, they're soon interrupted by the arrival of an angry Emily, Elena Vincent, who clearly has some serious beef with Joel. As a panicked Joel rushes to steer Emily out, Toya, Georgia Taylor, watches with interest.